Alright, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Stone Cook. Today we are doing a stuffed meatloaf that's going to be stuffed with ham and mozzarella cheese. It's really good. Made it last week for the family. They loved it. What we're going to have, we're going to have a pound and a half of beef. We're going to have an egg that we're going to whisk up here in a few seconds. We're going to have the pepper. We're going to have the sauces here. We're going to have onion, garlic, Worcestershire, Italian, ketchup, beef broth, and then for the topping we are going to use barbecue sauce and light brown sugar. All the measurements will be in the description below. You know, it's not that much of any. It said breadcrumbs, you're going to have half a cup of that. The broth is of course quarter cup. You're going to have 2 teaspoons of the Worcestershire, 2 tablespoons of the ketchup, 2 teaspoons of Italian, 1 teaspoon salt, quarter teaspoon pepper, 1 teaspoon of the both of these, then 8 ounces of cheese, and the ham is per your need. I like slicing it, but this is just the regular sandwich stuff. I prefer Black Forest because, well, I like Black Forest. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to whisk up this egg. Pop it in there, throw away that shell. Alright, got a little bit in there. Get that bugger out. Alright. There's a difference between beating an egg and whisking an egg. Beating an egg is this. You can use it with a fork. Okay, that's pretty much a beaten egg. A whisk, you're going to do faster, and it needs to be blended in much better. What this does is it helps aerate it, and it mixes it completely, and that's what you want when you do these types of recipes. You don't want to have your yolk and your white separating. It only takes a few seconds, and there you go. And it's an aerated. It's what you do for omelets too, just so you know. One of these days I'll make an omelet. Alright, we're just going to combine all this right there. There's an egg. This is all the dry ingredients, all the breadcrumbs and all that. Just going to mix it all in like that. This is the Worcestershire and the ketchup. Pour it in there. Then last but not least, we're going to have the broth. Pour it all in there. We're going to mix this up really good. Alright. Let's mix it and mix it so it's all blended in. You know, just knead it like you would knead dough. Don't go too fast or else it won't mix right. You know, don't be all Speedy Gonzales on it. Gotta chill and take your time. Fill it. Oh, my camera person is looking at me like I'm a weirdo.
Because you are.
Alright, that's nicely blended there. Everything's all mixed in together. See, like I said, it don't take long. What you're going to do is you're going to take half of it here. We're just going to put it on the bottom. Sneak it up the sides a little bit. Well, you're going to use more than half. You're going to use about 2/3 of it on this part. Because you're getting the bottom and the sides with it. And do this a nice little, probably 1/2 inch or so layer on the bottom, on the sides. Depending on the size of the pan. This is a meatloaf pan. Last time I just used a 9x13 and did the same way. All you do, you can spray these if you want, usually, especially if you're using glass or these ones that are non-stick, you don't have to, because the fat in the beef itself will kind of help with that while it's cooking. Alright, so you get that all up on the edges a little bit there. One of these, put right there on the bottom. And we're going to take the 8 ounces of cheese that I have sliced up already. We're just putting it in there. And just laying that stuff in there like that, yeah. And I have already preheated the oven to 375 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Pop the rest of this right on top here. And spread it out throughout the whole top here. Okay. And maybe take some more. That's what we're gonna do. Then when we're done doing this, we're gonna pop it in that oven for about 40 minutes. Alright, you wanna have a good internal temperature. It's gonna come out all gooey and nice. There we go. We're gonna wash it right up over here. And slide it on in there. There we go. We'll see you in 40 minutes when it's done so you can have a good look at it. Alright, here's part 2 of this. Something I did kind of forget to mention on the first part here is after a few minutes you're going to take this out. Okay? Let it warm up a little bit. The reason for that is this is when you're going to put the sauce on. You can put it on right before you put it in. That is fine too. I like to do it this way to warm it up a little bit. Kind of helps it caramelize a little bit better. And this good even layers best as you can over all this. Then you're going to pop it back in for the remainder of the 40 minutes. And it'll caramelize real good for you, alright? Alright, and there you go. We're popping this sucker back in. See you when the time is done in about 35 minutes. Alright, and welcome back to the third and final installment of today's episode. We're going to go ahead and pull this thing out here. There we go. You can see the cheese is bubbling over the top there. So I'm going to think this one came out really good. Put it right there. Get a knife. And go ahead and slice this puppy real quick. That slice is nice. Hand cooked nice. Like that right there. Get some of this out. There we go. You got some of the cheese there. Got even more in there. And there's the ham. Everything looks gooey good. And there you go. There's that. On the sides I just got homemade mashed potatoes, homemade gravy with corn. Alright, there you go. You guys have a grooving time. It's going to come out great.